back to I built a race car and keep breaking the damn thing. Anyway, so I talked about the guys at Nissan King might have a diff for us, or a couple of diffs, and as it turns out, Shane, the manager there, rang us up at about, I don't know, dinner o'clock last night on a Sunday night, and even offered to go in there and grab a couple of diffs for us. So let's, hey, let's have some time off and we'll sort it out tomorrow. So Monday morning in there, and excuse all the mess, but there's the diff, taking that one apart, got the good bits out of it. So these are all beautiful. These actually work, not like the ones that were in the car that were busted and not working. These ones here, oh, two of those work. It doesn't. So what I'm going to do is actually just very carefully measure everything up. I probably won't use the, let's call it carrier, I probably won't use the center. I'll use that one, because then it fits the bearings and the shims and the housing and lines up the gear correctly. So we'll put the important bits, the gears and the viscous coupling, inside this other one, assemble it, put it in the diff. So there's all our pieces there, cleaned up. Just used CRC brake clean. You could use degreaser or any number of other products, but that'll do the trick for what we're doing here today. So this is the original case, carrier, holder, center, whatever you want to call it. And these are the new bits that we're putting inside. And that's the original crown gear bolts and screws. So I'm actually going to pre-lube all this. I'm going to put some molybdenum, Aegis oil, molybdenum, bobdillion, some black grease on those, and that'll protect it in the short term while it's basically just getting up and running, because it's quite a lot of load on that front diff with no center diff on there. Just backing it out of the garage, onto the trailer could be enough that it might load up this enough to pick up on that, and we're back to square one. As soon as it's damaged it, it's just going to aggravate it more and more the more you use it, and just destroy it in no time. So looks quite a bit different. There's the clean one, there's the dirty one. So yeah, I'll clean the case while I'm out. Right, so there we have it. That's the assembled diff center there. Now we can do the equivalent of the test that we did on the car the other day, where I had the power bar and I was checking to see that the diff center was working correctly. We can put this one, this is the one that goes into the viscous coupling, see? There's actually one here. So you can see on one side of that it's got the gear and the other side's the viscous coupling. So when that's in the car and it's located correctly, sorry, I'm just looking, there's supposed to be a circle up in there. Doesn't appear to be there, does it? Never mind. The viscous coupling stops the gears spinning too quickly, and then you get your limited slip diff. So there you go. You will hear some noise from the gears turning, but the diff's working. If I push that in further, yeah, see, that one's got the circlet. That's interesting. I wonder where that went. Never mind. Okay, so I'm going to get this back together. Put the crown gear on there. I can do that right now. Ta-da! It's done. That'll be mint. Don't worry about the bolts. Right, so as I said before, we've put all the guts into the original center so that we don't upset our gear preloading and all that sort of carry on, bearing loading, etc, etc. It's all been pre-lubed with the molybdenum grease. Yes, I can say the word. It is tricky to say though. It is a difficult word. But this is all set to go. I even put a light over here for you guys. Look, that's da-da! Now we can see better. Right, let's see if we can put it in the car backwards like you can with a Volkswagen Beetle. That's funny. Then you get 4-speed reverse. Embarrassing faces all round. Right, so the advantage of putting grease on those bearings is they will stay put while you try and assemble the thing. They won't just fall off at every single opportunity, which is what happens otherwise. and it's a bit of a challenge to get it all assembled. So, watching for fingers, etc. Can't be as easy as that, surely. Oh, you know what I need is that rubber hammer that falls to pieces. Let's go and get that. Now I've got grease all over my hands. Oh, look. Paper towels, man, they are awesome. You just deal with the mess and chuck them in the bin. Rags get all yucky and... Where is it? Lives in here, doesn't it? There it is. Stop it falling to pieces. Rags are good, but they're actually quite expensive in the scheme of things. Like a bag of rags and how much space it takes up and how much room it chews up in your rubbish bin. That's quite tight, eh? Oh, there we go. Carefully. We don't want to ruin it at this point of the game. Normally, of course, you'd have a lot more room. You wouldn't have a radiator and fans in front of you while you're trying to do this. You'd be doing it on the bench, but there's actually quite a lot of work to get this out of the car from this point. Looks like there isn't, but trust me, that'll take time. I reckon from there, I think we'll get that. Goes that way, like that. Yep. She started. Now I didn't bring any sockets over here. I'll have to go for a walk again. That one hasn't moved, so straight back up there like that. I think we said if you can read the numbers from the outside, you're around the right way, and that's good. I do have a pneumatic ratchet, 3/8 drive ratchet, but that thing is so damn noisy. I don't often use it because it'll just drive the neighbours insane with the amount of noise it makes. A lot of the time I find myself considering others and keeping the noise down. Strictly speaking, we shouldn't really be doing too much of this sort of work at home. Not so bad when it's my own car. It gets a bit fuzzy when it's customers' cars. If I make a whole lot of noise doing that, make the neighbours grumpy. Just checking that's not binding up on the teeth before we start getting a bit more serious about talking these down. Now if we look up in the manual, there will be a torque for those bolts. given we don't want another diff failure. I think I'll go have a look at that and get that right. Perfect. That's good. Rightio. So Tuesday night, had to think about that quite carefully. Getting pretty ragged, but it's alright. We've got the bulk of it done now, so we're looking pretty good. I've got to put the wing on the back of the car. That's easy. A couple of bolts, a couple of pins. Just done a quick wheel alignment on it. We're looking sweet. Everything's good. We've got good toe, we've got good camber, good caster. It's all looking awesome. We've got our brand new Nexon SUR4Gs, 275 35 18s, all round, thanks to Nexon Tyres New Zealand. Them fellas there. And we've got our brand spanking new DTM wheels, DTM calibers, 18 by 10 at plus 20. They fit over those massive Akabono brakes, so they've come from DTM wheels, obviously, and through, at Top Town, those guys jumped through hoops. They literally no one had any stock as such of those wheels. Sorry about the light, I've closed the door, it's way too hot today. So they managed to find a couple of display wheels for us and get them back into Hamilton, and got some tyres on there and got them on the car for us. Well, I got them on the car. But, so what we've done, this is the wheel that was on the front, the wheel and the tyre. So you can see it's got a bit of a doink there. They pumped that off the bead for me. I gave that a little bit of a polish. You can see real up close there, a little bit of a mark. If we get that in the right light, you can actually see just there, you might be able to see it. There's some fine cracks in the paint because it's stretched the wheel a little bit. So it's not ideal to run that wheel on the track. Probably would be fine with a new tyre on there, you'd be absolutely alright. But as a spare, that's good. I did put a packer on here to try and avoid damaging the wheel, looks like it did anyway. And gave that a slight, just a very careful tweak back with a large crescent just to get a little bit straighter. And it's not too bad. A little bit of a wobble there. So tomorrow, passenger seat out of the car, driver's seat on rails, lifted up by the height of the rails, and that gives us our adjustment to get Paul Radisich in the seat. The problem we've got, I wouldn't normally run rails, I don't like them actually, but the problem we've got, if we set the car up fixed so that Paul's in there perfect where he wants to be, it's a real struggle for me to physically get in the car to get it on and off the trailer. So we'll just put it on rails and makes it a lot easier for everyone. Bloody hot here in New Zealand at the moment. How hot? Well, it's not that hot. There you go. 34 degrees here in the workshop in the shade. That's been sitting there for half an hour or so it's stabilised. Woo-wee, Leadfoot's going to be stinking hot. So we'll get some good footage there hopefully this year, guys. We've got, forgot to tell you, the diff's back in there obviously, and everything's all polished and it looks good. It's got fuel in it. I've run it up. It's good. Like I say, we'll get some good footage hopefully at Leadfoot this year. We'll have the camera in or on the car. I've got some different mounts we can put it in different places, so we'll do that. We'll have it in different places every run so we get some different footage. I'll do some filming from outside, and we've got one of my good mates, Gavin, is coming along as pit crew, and I'll con him into hiding under a tree somewhere with his camera and do some filming, so we should have something quite a bit better than what we did last year. Last year it was basically me filming at the start line and just the camera in the car, and that's all we did. It was no fancier than that, but we want to do better than that for you this year. Cool, so we're nearly there. Probably tomorrow, well, it's on its feet now, probably tomorrow will be out of the shop and on the trailer. I do have to fix the trailer first. I'll talk about that later. But cheers to all our awesome sponsors who have helped us get to here. it's over to me to get the thing on the trailer to our biggest event of the year, coolest event of the year anyway, at least. Right.